Hey y'all, give a few minutes here for y'all to pile in, and then we'll talk about today's topic, climate change. Welcome to Sapphire Ridge News, where we talk about conservative politics, lawfare, and current events. Now, is climate change real? Yes. Is it man-made? In a way, yes, but not the way the government says it's man-made. My grandparents were farmers in southern Illinois, and their parents were farmers. And one of the things that farmers used to always do is plant what's called a hedgerow. They would mark the borderline of their property with some trees and then some type of bush in between the trees to create what's called a hedgerow. Well, in about the mid 70s, the government decided that if they cut down the trees and the hedgerows, they could plant more crops. And lo and behold, a side effect of cutting down all them trees and being able to plant crops right up to the edge of the road is that we now have climate change. And it's a direct correlation because, I'm 65. When I was a kid, we didn't have climate change, but in the mid 70s, the government started encouraging farmers to cut down trees, cut down hedgerows, plant right up until the edge of the lot line. And now we have climate change. And while this is not what the government says, because they will not admit that had anything to do with it, but it's a direct correlation because trees take carbon dioxide out of the air, replace it with oxygen. And them trying to say that, well, it's because of cars and because man-made products and this and that. No, it's a direct correlation to cutting down hundreds of trees in the 70s. But like I said, they would never admit that. They would never admit that they had anything at all to do with it. They just, the government thinks they're always right and that you're always wrong. When in reality, if you look at when this started, in the mid 70s, they started talking about climate change. Well, not actually mid 70s, but close to like the early 80s. And you look at what happened in the mid 70s to bring this about, and it was encouraging farmers to get rid of fence rows. They used to call them hedgerows. And that that is a correlation because areas where there was trees that provided shade, the trees are now gone, so the shade is not there. So naturally, that area where the trees were is now going to be hotter because there's no shade, because trees provide shade. Trees provide breezes. The leaves on on trees move and create breezes. And the government would say, well, no, we think it's because there's too much pollution, too much, exhaust from cars and blah, 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 blah. And nope. If you look back, just started mid 70s. What happened in the mid 70s is the government started pushing farmers to get rid of hedgerows. And hedgerows, like I said, are rows of trees with bushes or other hedges in between the trees, provided cover for rabbits and other small wildlife. But they will never admit that they did anything wrong. They just will tell you, they will gaslight you and tell you, no, no, that's not what happened. But if you look at the facts and look at what really happened, that's what happened. It's a direct correlation. A lot of people say that it's fake. Well, I wouldn't go so far as to say that it's fake. But the the earth has heated and cooled for millions of years on its own. Doesn't need our help. But when we do things like this, like cut down hundreds of trees, that's bound to have an effect. It is bound to have an effect. So that's what I got for y'all today. Take care. Love you guys. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.